I'm getting the red on air sign, which means we're live. What is going on? Man, a lot over here is going on. We have a new, well, I guess it's an older model, but a re-release of our DC127. So the DC127 really put us on the map, Carvin, for neck-through construction. The DC line of guitars came out in about 1988 with the 125 and 135 models. And then we added the 127 in 90. So the early 90s, you were able to get the DC127, and we are bringing it back. So this episode is going to be talking about the DC127. It's going to be talking about the construction of the DC127. I have a neck blank here for the style of construction, the neck-through construction. And then we'll do some Q&A for you guys. So if you're new to our streams, I'm Jeff. This is the Kiesel Guitars live Q&A. It's your opportunity to ask me whatever you want. I am not on social media at all, so this is your interaction time with me. So it doesn't have to be guitar related. It could be whatever you want to know. So this is your chance to, maybe you want to know what shows we're watching or what kind of food or racing related. You know, we do a lot of automotive racing. So start typing your question in here. I'm going to talk for a little bit and then we'll get to your questions. So as I said, the 127 was launched in 90. And it's such a great model, and we decided for a limited time to bring the guitar back. The original shape, still the same neck-through body construction that we've done since the late 80s. And again, this was what really put us on the map as a custom shop. You know, at the time, most shops, and very few, were doing neck-through. Most shops were doing bolt-on, which is the most common. And some were doing set neck, but the neck through construction was just not something you could get very easily or affordably. And so my dad, you know, wanted to offer the neck through construction, and he did, right? And so here we are, still known for our neck through construction. And it is the most labor intensive construction process that we have here in the shop. It costs us the most too. I mean, you can take a look at this blank. This piece of quarter sawn maple, this is a blank that starts the process. This is a one-piece neck. We do offer options that will get multiple pieces. When you get a multi-piece neck from Kiesel, though, like this one here, the multi-piece runs down the center and is the same thickness throughout. So you're going to have the same thickness throughout the whole entire construction. What that does for you is it means that the headstock, the neck, and the body are all one thickness blank. We don't take multiple pieces and glue them together to, you know, bring the neck thickness up. So that's one of the reasons why it's more expensive is the actual wood that is used. Now, the other side of that, because the blank is so thick, we have to take and machine all that off. You know, if we were to take a thinner piece and then glue pieces to it, it would skip a lot of machine time. It would save us a lot of labor. It would save us some in materials, of course. The original guitars, the original 127s, would have been a flat sawn maple. That would have been the standard. We do all quarter sawn here. So no matter if it's a bolt-on, a set neck, a set through, or a neck through like this, it's all quarter sawn. What that means, let me turn this. Brandon, you'll probably have to zoom in.
Yep.
So I'm going to hold it on my shoulder here because it is maple. It's got some weight to it. The grain is running this way. And what happens is that stabilizes it. So when the grain runs this direction, it gives it a lot of strength this way. And that's the way the strings are going to be pulling against it. Flat sawn, what it is the neck would be turned the other way and the grain would be running this way. And that's not going to give you nearly as much strength. The appeal for flat sawn is you get more yield. So you get quite a bit more yield. When you turn the tree and you cut into the tree this way, your yield goes down by at least half, driving the cost up. So in some cases, we've paid up to triple for quarter sawn woods in place of flat sawn wood. So there's another cost increase. And then when you have, a blank this size, it definitely adds to that. So that's how every 127 is born, is either a single piece or a decorative, 3, 5, 7 piece that runs down the whole length. The only time you're going to have a strength increase on a 3, 5, or 7 piece is if the wood laminates you're getting are stronger than the wood that they're replacing. In the case of maple, a similar strength wood is going to be Purple Heart, walnut. That's what we like to do a lot of our necks with. So you're not really going to see a massive strength increase. What you will see is what's called a stability increase. And what happens there is when you have like a 3-piece neck like this, let's say the centerpiece, the maple there, wants to move. It wants to go a certain direction. Well, you have these other 2 wings on either side, the walnut, saying, hey, we're not going anywhere. So you do get a little bit of stability there, and some people will say a strength increase. It's not necessarily a strength increase, just a stability increase. And that's only when you're using the same like woods. So for example, we offer 3-piece all maple, 5-piece all maple necks, and you don't really get a strength increase over just standard quarter sawn maple. This is a very, very strong neck. There's no need to really upgrade your neck unless you want that aesthetic. This is a very, very hard wood. And then on either side of the truss rod, we put in these carbon fiber rods on either side. So these are going to go in like this on either side of the 2-way truss rod that's in the center. So essentially what the truss rod is doing, let's say this carbon rod is in the neck and the neck is here. We're going to put a little bit of bow in the neck, and these rods are going to try to push back, right? So the truss rod is pushing down, and these rods are basically pulling back. And what it does is it locks your neck in place. And that's standard on all the Kiesel models. Even these Carvin branded DC127s, you can get the optional Kiesel logo on these. And the really cool thing about this model, it has such amazing access. You can see the back of this guitar here and that neck heel and how much access there is. These guitars, you can get either a beveled edge all the way around like the original, or the optional rounded body like this one that's next to it. And the base price is going to be $17.99. This is our least expensive neck through model you can get from us. This is for a limited time. This is not going to be an ongoing thing. We have a set time or a set quantity, whichever happens first, then the model will be sold out. So this was an idea from Brandon and Zach. They wanted to do a throwback on these, and I think it's a great idea. This was just a model that really put the company on the map as a high-quality premium custom shop. I'm going to grab another example behind me. You can see this one on the back side, and you can see through that translucent finish on the rounded body, a beautiful quilted maple top, and then a single piece neck. It's an absolute beautiful guitar. Of course, you have, something really wild here. You get into the crackles. Got a tung oil finish on the back of the neck. Just an absolute beauty with the Floyd Rose, original Floyd Rose. I got to show off this Koa one. I mean, it's sitting right here. It's got a 5-piece neck on it. Let's let you guys check this one out. This is absolutely stunning. These example guitars are available, so if you wanted one of these, you can either call in and grab one, or you can go on the website and just click add to cart and check out with them. This has a Koa top, mahogany body. It's got a 5-piece maple and mahogany neck, ebony fretboard, mother of pearl inlays, of course gold hardware. It's just a very classy looking guitar. These are 25-inch scale guitars. They're not 25.5s. So they're just something you can get as a kind of a throwback, whether you want to brand it as Carvin or Kiesel. But yeah, you could see the thickness of that neck there from the end. And this one has a little layer of maple underneath the Koa top, more like an anniversary model. We did the a version of the 127 called the DC400, and we had an A version, an anniversary model, and this is very similar to what an anniversary would have been. I think that's it on the 127. Hopefully I answered or addressed a lot of the questions, but I'm ready for some questions. So if you want to ask me, it doesn't have to be about the 127. Don't be shy. There's no dumb question. So what do you want to know? What can I answer for you today?
First question we got is from Mike. He's asking, any DC400 reissues?
So the DC127 is essentially a DC400 without the DC400 options. So you could option one of these 127s out, much like this guitar right here, making it a DC400. So that's a great question. The DC400 would have had abalone inlays. DC200 was mother of pearl inlays. So with a few tweaks to some options, you can build a DC400. The thing we don't have is we don't offer the active electronics anymore. This control setup is going to be volume, volume, tone, tone. Then you have your toggle switches. So your toggles are going to be coil taps for both the neck and the bridge and a phase switch. A lot of tonal options. This was very popular back in the 90s. Guitar playing, I feel like a lot of players now want less as far as controls, but these guitars were really popular. We sold a lot of the DC models, and this model was around until around, I want to say it was 2015 or so, when the sales of the DC600 just took over and really suffocated the 127. We weren't selling as many. But it's been some time now. It's been 10 years or so that it's been gone, and I feel like there's a lot of people that really have missed this model, and I think it's a great one, and it's a great opportunity to get into one of our guitars if it's your first purchase or not.
This next one's a good one. How are you able to make a neck through so affordable?
It's a good question. We ask ourselves that often, and I guess really the answer is this. When you guys buy a basic guitar, so you buy a DC127, for example, at $17.99, they come with the carbon fiber rods, the quarter sawn neck, stainless steel frets, lumen lace side dots, high quality woods, high quality finishes. The guys in the back, they're not looking at the tag like they don't know how much you paid. They don't care because they have pride in the quality of work they're putting out, and they're going to do their best no matter what. So at $17.99, the answer is we're not making money on that guitar. We don't sell a lot of guitars at $17.99. People get options, and that's when the guitar starts to get, where we can make a little bit of money on it. You can customize it and make it, exactly how you want. And that's where we do a little better is the options. So for the guy that orders something at $17.99, we'll have someone order a guitar at $79.99, $8,000. And we're going to do, really good on a guitar like that. And they're going to balance us out. So that's the answer. We want to keep things affordable. My grandfather, when he started the company, he wanted to keep things affordable for musicians. He was a professional musician, touring musician. And my dad, carried on that legacy of keeping things affordable. My dad was a musician. He didn't do it for a profession at all. But he had, I guess he did technically. He got paid for some gigs. So there you go. So my dad was a guitar player, as he was growing up and, married and running our company, right? So just trying to keep everything as affordable as we can. We all know we're in an era, an era of fluctuating costs, tariffs, unknown. The good thing about us is we don't get a lot of stuff that comes over the water, Most of our stuff is right here in the U.S. We don't lean on that. Of course, our costs continually go up, but we're trying to take care of you guys and build you the highest quality guitars ever, never cutting any corners. And hopefully you guys can see that, what we do, and appreciate it. And, click that buy button, right? That's how we keep going.
Do the M22 pickups in these have the 22 pull piece design?
They do. The M22s do. We offer the M22s, both the V and the SD. And then you can get the M12 SD, which is the 12 pull, so 6 per coil version of the M22. So you can get either or. And you can also get our other Kiesel pickup set that you know and love as well. Covered, non-covered, all of the cool options. This model is not going to be around for long. So if it's something you're thinking, hey, I'm going to save my money for the next month or two, it's not going to make it that long. So I will preface that, strike while the iron's hot before the model disappears, before we sell out. We do, for those that need it, we do offer financing through Synchrony Bank. It's not us as Kiesel approving you, it's Synchrony Bank approving you. You're welcome to apply for that and get a deposit down 20% to get one of these rolling.
We got a question from John, and he's asking, how and why did you use the Carvin name on these reintroductions?
So it was a Carvin model, and I think it made sense. It was a model my dad designed back in 90, 89 originally, or 88 originally with the 125. And I think it's cool to pay tribute to what we did. I feel like our guitars are past the level of the Carvin name, if I'm being honest, because what Carvin did is nowhere near what Kiesel's doing today, but it's still our company. We still own Carvin. That is our brand. It's a legacy brand, right? And so we're paying tribute to the legacy of that. There's a lot of fans out there that love and maybe miss the Carvin name, and we're giving them an opportunity to buy something customizable and either keep it or they can switch it to the Kiesel logo. Either way, it's still great. We own both brands, so it's an awesome thing.
Is the blue one on the right with bevels also the deal of the live?
There is no deal of the live. It is on the website, so you can click buy. I think it's at $2,400, $2,500
yeah,
or
right
so.
around there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So you can click buy. It is a deal because these are at $17.99. If you look at a Kiesel Neckthrough, everything's the same. You're at almost $2,000 for the same thing, just a little bit different, I guess. So it's already a hell of a deal. So click buy and take that one home.
Are these Jason Becker models?
These are not Jason Becker models. Jason did play a 200 is what he actually played. So it'd be slightly different than a 127. This is very similar to what Jason would have played. And we do have a Jason Becker tribute model available that is separate from these guitars. That's the JB200C. We also have the JB24 and the JBYY.
Any plans to do these with a Kaler?
No plans on a Kaler. No, it would actually require us to change construction. So what I really like about our guitars is everything is flat and on the same plane. We have really low string action. The strings are really close to the body. What happens with a Kaler, because of the design, we actually have to take the neck and angle it downward to get enough height at the back to get enough string tension onto the bridge. I don't prefer the Kaler design. I definitely like the Floyd Rose better myself, or the Kiesel trim. So I don't see us ever offering a Kaler. I'm not going to say never. I just don't really have a reason. I get a few requests a year, and I think the Floyd Rose is superior, to be honest, for the fully locking trim.
Is there any of your modern Kiesel options that we can get on these 127s?
Pretty much all of them. Yeah, you guys go to the website, check them out. You can click build and build your own right from scratch. You could really option these things way out if you want. Put a 7-piece neck on there, a Buckeye burl top. To my knowledge, all of the options within the custom shop are available, and then some. You have the option to even be able to get a black painted headstock, which we don't normally allow. You have the option for a Carvin logo, that's standard, and then option to a Kiesel logo. So these might even actually have more options than we normally have.
Are any of the old headstocks available with the 127? I think they're asking about the old IN headstock.
No, they're not. So the headstocks you'd be able to get are the angled PTH or PTHR. You can get the GT headstock, the new one, and you can get the 6IN headstock. Those are available.
Is it possible to swirl metallic paint?
It is. You got to be swirling it's a hard process, but yes, we did offer, well, I guess we didn't offer it. I did some gold swirled guitars that we didn't offer. I did them for trophy guitars. But yes, I have swirled with metallics.
Do these reissues have the narrower neck of the old one?
They do not. No.
How are these different from a JB200?
Well, you can get them optioned out where they're just a solid color, right? So you can get it with a fixed bridge. You can get it with, the Kiesel trim. You don't have to just get it with the Floyd. So the reason why they're so different is you can option it out however you want, where the 200 is going to come flame maple top, blue, black hardware, Floyd rose, flame maple fingerboard, and so on and so forth, where this is fully customizable. Including, if you want, you could get bridge pickup only. I'm not sure if you guys saw the video that Gabriel did for us. He did an amazing job. Gabriel, if you watch this, thank you so much. It was awesome to see your amazing shredding going on in that video. You definitely looked the part, and that guitar was awesome looking. I actually have a DC125 from back in the day, a white one. It's a pretty cool guitar.
Does Kiesel make noiseless single coils?
We don't make noiseless single coils, no. We do wire our single coils in a way that if you have position like 2 or 4, that they will humbuck. But no, we don't have a noiseless single coil. The closest thing we're going to have is probably our S60 is going to be the closest, but it's not noiseless.
Do you have a good, worth mentioning, or funny story about a DC127?
Ooh, DC127, good or worth mentioning story? Damn, man, that's a hard one. I can't think of anything good necessarily or worth mentioning. I do have a good story, and I want to touch on something. You guys should know that today is Alan Holsworth's birthday. He would have been 79 today. Alan was a dear friend of mine. You may or may not know I have his logo tattooed on my arm there. The only guitar I have ever broken is a Holdsworth guitar. I loved the guitar so much, I would have it on my lap in the showroom when I was a kid. I was 19 or 20, and I'd be messing around noodling on the guitar, and the phone would ring, and I would hurry up and grab the phone because I was, in sales on commission and trying to grab the phone to, help as many people as I could to ultimately, make a little bit of money as a kid. And I was on the phone with someone, and they were talking about a large PA system, and I got, really excited, and I went to put this Fat Boy guitar up. And I thought it was in the stand, and the guitar fell and broke the headstock off. So this guitar falls, breaks. I finish with the customer, I hang up, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to go tell my dad, So, I walk back there all, head down, feeling like total shit, of course, And he's just he was cool about it. Of course, you don't want to, break a guitar, but that's the only guitar I've ever dropped. So people see me hold guitars outside and wheel them around and swing them around, and hopefully I don't have another mishap, but it's been a really, really long time. So I want to give a little shout out to Alan. We're thinking about you. The only guitar I ever broke was a Fat Boy. Makes me sad to this day, but yeah, I did break a guitar. So that was the only guitar story I have off the tip of my tongue right now that would be funny or interesting. I don't think it's really funny, but it's kind of interesting. So anyhow, and then the headless was born, right? Shortly after that. So there you go.
What is the difference between the beveled edge and rounded edge? I'm looking at getting one of these.
Okay, so let me hold this one up and kind of move it into the light, and you can kind of see. So there's the beveled edge. I know it's a different color and it's a different wood, but at least it's the same guitar and it's like back to back in the same lighting. And then you can see the rounded. I think they have two totally different looks. In my opinion, if you're going for a very classy looking guitar, I think the round has that classiness to it. If you're going for a more modern or aggressive look, I like the bevel a lot for that. So I think it depends on what finish, more woodsy look, more, I guess, metal or 80s rock, definitely the bevel. That's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth.
Is it possible to get a Jeff to do finish on spalted maple, or is the wood too soft?
It's too soft. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do with it. The other problem with the spalt is some areas are soft, some are very hard, because some of it's still, it's maple, right? So it's not going to take like any of the stains or the fades that I do evenly. So there's really nothing I can do. We have done some crazy ones where we've actually done, like where the lines are and stuff, we've taped, it's not really me, it's Daisy, and just taped some areas, and then we spray the guitar and then pull those areas, and you see like the crazy, more natural areas, popping through the finish. That's a really cool look. It's very expensive though. The last one we did, it took Daisy 16 hours, 2 full days of only that guitar. It was a front and a back on a Kiesel edition. Then she masked it all off and exactoed it. So you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. What we have to look at is what can we accomplish in that daytime work-wise. That's how we have to do our pricing. We can't just look at what our labor cost is. It's what are we missing out on to do that job. And it's amazing looking, but it's not cost effective.
Is it possible to carve out different designs for a metal flake infused finish?
That's not something I do, but what I will do is I have an artistry edition, it's called. And if I have the piece of wood and I look at it before I pick the top, I can look and say, oh, well, this would be cool if I connected these two pockets, or, move this a little bit or remove some more of the wood around it. And if I can naturally make it, if I can make it look natural and enhance it, I will. What I don't want to do is just say, oh, hey, I want to do some like straight lines here. That'll look terrible. We don't ever want to do that. So if I can enhance it, I will. And if I can't, then I'm just going to go ahead and not screw up Mother Nature.
We have our buddy Enrico Gasparoni in here.
Yo!
He's asking, are the switches and knobs on this the same as the JB200?
They're the same. The exact same, yeah. Yeah, so you have volume, volume, tone, tone, coil split, and a phase switch.
Is it possible to buy that brown one?
I don't know. This one right here, the wood one?
Assuming so.
It should be on the website. Yeah, go on the website. If anybody that's wanting these 127s, I think there's 5 of them right now. You don't have to wait. Go on there, click buy. Add to cart. Let's go. The guys just put them up.
Do these have the old 25-inch scale?
They are 25-inch scale, yes.
Is the top on that one Koa?
That is Koa. Yeah, Flame Koa top.
Can you get these without pickup rings?
We do not offer this model direct mounted, no. And that would involve custom programming, which we will not do on a model that is a limited edition, a throwback, a tribute, if you will.
Is the 7-string option available on this?
It is not, no. The late, great Shane Gibson was playing those.
Here's a fun one from Nick Kemp. If you were to spec out a 127, what would you do?
127, what's up, Nick? I would do a reverse pointed headstock painted black. I would do a maple fingerboard. I would put black blocks in it, and I would paint it diamond pearl white with the beveled edge and a fixed bridge pickup only, neck pickup delete. that's what I would do. And I told Brandon, shame on you guys for not putting one of those in. I literally told him that, like 10 minutes before the live?
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't you do one of those? White Carvin logo. I would rock the Carvin logo on it. I should have brought my 125 in here. I have it in the back room. I don't know if my kids are watching. If they're watching, look for my 125. Go grab Dad's 125 in the back room. It's got a big white Carvin logo on it.
Zach's in here.
Zach's in there. Go find it, Zach. Go get it.
Do you have pale moon necks or quilted maple fingerboards?
So I offer quilted bird's eye fingerboards. I don't do fully quilted maple. The reason why is it's not quite hard enough to hold the frets in properly. But bird's eye that has quilt in it is still hard enough to make me feel comfortable of saying, hey, this is going to hold the frets the lifetime of the guitar. So I do have quilted bird's eye, and I do have pale moon fingerboards. I don't offer pale moon necks if you're asking for an actual neck, nor would you want that. It would be very heavy and very expensive.
I chipped my fretboard. Is it possible to buy a whole new neck and fretboard from you guys?
If it's one of our guitars, we do sell replacement necks of one of our guitars. Part of that is a trade-in program. We have to have your old one back. What we don't do is we do not build necks with our logo on it to ship out so someone could build their own body and put it on and sell it as a Kiesel. But yes, we do replacement necks.
What's your favorite top wood and finish you've ever done?
Oh, geez. I don't know what my favorite is, but one of my favorite guitars, it involved a lot of thinking, a lot of brain power, which some would say I don't have enough of. It was this Kiesel edition we did that had this amazing quilted top and quilted back. Sandwiched in between it was a Buckeye burl body that I picked a piece that I could metal flake infuse, and the guitar came out absolutely stunning. I love the way the guitar looked. It was a lot of math, a lot of figuring out, and we made no mistakes, so that was awesome. I even took and lathed out a knob out of Buckeye that had the metal flake infusion part of the way through the knob. It was just absolutely devastating. I wish we had a photo of that we could throw up on there.
Is this the one?
That's my guitar! And we never put it back together. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So here's my guitar. Check it out. And that is signed by Joey Tafoya and Craig Chiquiso. Look at that. To Jeff, see you later, Craig Chiquiso. To Jeff, best wishes, Joey Tafoya. Look at that. And it's got a Kaler on it. M22SD and Carvin logo. What happened was it had a really, really small Carvin logo on it. And so I took it apart, sanded it down, and we put a bigger Carvin logo on it. And then I never put it back together. But there's that old school headstock.
I think sick.
This is my guitar. But I will say this. Look at that big old neck heel. See that? Look at this. I mean, what do you think is going to have better access, guys? I mean, no question about it. You got this. The more modern one is going to have way better access. But yeah, that's my my old guitar. Damn, I needed to clean the fretboard better before we put that back together. And that is a diamond pearl white. Well, it's not diamond pearl white. It's white. It's our classic white with a pearl finish over it. That was really popular back in the day. We did a lot of pearl top coats. Something we can still do. We have that available as a pearl top coat. It's not inexpensive, though. It adds about $300 a pearl top coat.
Just curious, are you good at drawing?
I'm not really good at drawing. I think what I'm good at is having an idea in my head and being able to put it down on a piece of wood. I think I'm good at that. But if you were to ask me to draw like someone's face or their like them standing there, I'd do terrible. Yeah, I'm not good at that. I guess I'm good at. I like to think I'm good at what I do. Maybe I'm not, but I like to think that I am. Usually, what I draw usually comes out pretty I think pretty cool, at least. I don't know. So when I create a new model, I actually hand draw it all out on the actual blank. And then I hand cut it out, shape it, get it to where I'm really happy with it, whether that's in my lap, it's on the wall, combination. I just get it to a point where it feels good, looks good, and then we do the first prototype. And then if I want to make changes, I keep making changes until I love the guitar. So that's how guitars are created, the ones that I design at least.
We're 36 minutes in now. You want to do 5 more questions?
Yeah, that sounds good. What do you guys think about the 127 reissue? Is this cool or what? You guys think that's awesome? Last year we did the Holdsworth Fat Boy. This year we did the 127 reissue. So is it a yearly thing? I don't know. I don't know if we will be able to do it yearly, but we've done it 2 years in a row at least.
How much board feet of wood do you buy a year?
Oh, I have no clue. That's my dad question. I have no idea. It's not my department.
Do you guys use the USA Floyd Rose now?
We've been using it, yeah, since about January. Prior to that was, of course, the German-made, licensed, made by Schaller. And now it's the ones made in North Carolina.
I'm having some electronic issues with my Osiris. Which of your guys should I call?
You definitely want to talk to Eric in service, and he'll dial you in, whether it's getting you over to Albert, our head tech. Maybe it's something simple. We could check a couple things over the phone, and if it doesn't seem like that's it, we'll get it back here. We'll dial you right on in.
Now that Floyd Rose are being made in the USA, any chance we can get a 7-string one?
I've already talked to Andy about that, and the problem is I need a narrower spacing. They do make a American-made 10.8 millimeter spacing, which will not fit on my 7-string bodies and necks. It would require a redesign. So I've asked him to look into making me a narrower spacing. So it'd be like what our 7-string Kiesel trim is, which is 10.4 millimeters. So it's something I've asked for. If they make it, I would love to have a high-quality Floyd Rose 7-string. I'm not going to put the 1000 series on the guitar. I don't want to put an inferior bridge on my guitars. It's not a good enough product, to be honest with you. It's great at a low price point. We're past that. We can't use the 1000 series. If you're buying a guitar made overseas, that's $800-900. Cool. Not on one of our guitars. So it'd have to be the American made. Maybe they'll make something for us. I've also asked Evertune to make me, thinner units so I can put them on my Neckthrough guitars. They haven't done it. I asked for that back in 2014. Told them, hey, I got a lot of potential opportunities for you. They're not doing it. So, I can ask for stuff, but I'm not going to spend tens of thousands of dollars of our money, to grab 20, 30, 40 sales a year. So, if these companies step up and do it, we're right here to do the programming and offer it for you guys. But just know when we do things, it's because we believe in them. It's because we feel they're the right thing to do. We're not driven by the potential of a new sale for you guys unless we believe in what we're doing. We're not for sale. So that's something to know about our guitars. And hopefully you learned something from this. And hopefully you love the 127 and you buy one. On that note, I am out. Later.